Hi everyone, this is the tutorial for Rust. My name's Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So we're in standard tuning for this song, and at the very start of the song we have 4 shapes that we need to play on the guitar. The first shape is a D major chord, which is an open D string, 2 on the G, 3 on the B, 2 on the high E. I'll talk about strumming and structure afterwards, but let's get through the shapes that we need first. The next chord is where we take this D major chord, but what we do is take the middle finger and we're going to put it up on fret 3 of the A string, and what we're going to do is play that. So that's what we call a D/C. So it's a D chord with a C in the bass. Technically a D sus2, but yeah, we'll not worry about the names just yet. The next shape is this one here, where we have 2 on the A string, 0 on the D, 2 on the G string, should I say, and 3 on the B, and then an open E. That there, it's a type of B minor chord. And then finally, we're going to have this shape here, a bit of an awkward one. It's a bar chord of 1 on the A string, 3, 3, 3 on the D, G, and B. Now those 4 chords are going to be a big part of this song, so it's well worth getting used to those. Now let's talk about how we use them in the introduction. So what I'm doing, I'm starting off by playing the lowest note of the chord, which is an open D string, and then playing with the other strings of that chord. Then I go to the D/C, should I say. I then do the same, play the lowest note, which is now the 3 on the A string, and then I'm going back and forth with the higher notes. Then I move to the next shape, where I do the same thing, play the lowest then the rest. And then I go to that B flat. Now what I've just done there is played kind of an amalgamation of the main guitar part and the rhythm guitar part, which is what happens at the start of the song. There's 2 different guitars playing that introduction. So if you wanted to play just the rhythm part, you could play, which is just a little bit of a simpler way of playing what I just have. However, once you do that through once, you've got the introduction. The next part is the first verse. That's when the vocal part comes in, and we do the exact same thing 4 more times in a row. We then get to an instrumental part, and this is the first time where the chords change a bit. Now it's worth mentioning that this song is going to have lots of changes. Not random, but it's going to be very complex because it changes one part and then the next time it'll change again. So if you are interested in getting the chord chart for this, as well as the chords and the lyrics all matched up, so you know exactly which chord to play with which lyric, then head on over to Patreon. There is a link in the description for that, and you can get everything raw out for this song, plus 400 plus other songs of all the latest releases over on Patreon for the price of a coffee. So feel free to check that out. We then get to that instrumental, which starts off with an A minor chord, and that is an open A string, 2, 2 on the D and G, 1 on the B, and an open E string. And we'll play the low note to the high strings idea that we saw earlier. We then go to a C major chord, which is 3 on the A string, 2 on the D, an open G, 1 on the B, and an open E. And then we have yet another new chord. Yeah, so lots of different chords going on in this song, and that is G. 3 on the E, 2 on the A, 0, 0, 0 on the D, G, and B, then a 3 on the high E. So I'm going to play through that instrumental part now. That's where, as the title suggests, that's where the vocals stop and it's just the instruments. A minor, C, G. We then get to the chorus, and the chorus is where things change up yet again. Now, to be fair, the first part is the same as the verse, like this. But at this point, we go to play it a second time with the first 2 chords, D, with the C in the bass, but we go to G. And what happens at that point, you then repeat those two parts. So I'm going to play through the first part of the chorus with those two different sections, which you will then repeat. So that is the first chorus of the song. At that point, it then goes into a second verse. Now, the second verse is, again, just that little bit different. So, yeah, lots going on here. So it might be worth checking out that link to the extra Patreon stuff so you can get everything wrote out and you don't have to worry about memorising or trying to make a mistake. Now, the second verse starts with D major. And for what I can hear on the track, it feels, instead of going to the D/C, it feels more like a full C major chord. So the second verse, D to C, then G, then that B flat chord. We then have D to the D/C, that B minor shape, and the B flat. So just like a normal verse. However, the verse continues with D, C major, G and B flat major, then D, D/C, and G. We then get to a second chorus, and I'm going to skip over that because it is exactly the same as the first chorus. However, what is different is the bridge section, and the bridge section has some more new chords. The first chord we need is an A major chord, not to be confused with A minor that we saw earlier, but A major. A major has an open A string, 2-2-2 on the D, G and B, and then an open E string. We don't play this low E string. It then goes to C major, and then two lots of G. Let me demonstrate that without talking over the top of it. So yeah, that bridge is twice round, A major, C major, and then two lots of the G major. And looking over to my notes, we then get a chorus, which is just the same as every other chorus that we've looked at. And then there is an outro, which is basically the same thing as the chorus, it's just a lot lighter with your play. And there we go, that is the new song, which I think is a really, really nice song. It's nice and just chilled out, some interesting chord shapes going on. The only annoying thing is that there's lots of different chord changes, and you've got to be wary of how many times to play it, which is why I wrote everything out over on Patreon for you. In fact, I'd also like to say thanks to the people on the screen. Those are my active patrons. So the moment this video goes live, they will get access to that content straight away. So thanks to them for their support, thanks to you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.